Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be talking about the Buttkicker Gamer 2. It's one of a few upgrades I have made recently to my rig. So this one I took the plunge on. I've heard good things about the butt kickers and transducers in general. Someone in my league happened to put theirs up for sale, so I got it used at a good price. So I decided to take the plunge, try it out. It's now been about 3 weeks since I've had this on my rig. And first things first, right out the gate, I highly recommend this. I will get into that a little further, a little later on. But first, I've taken this all off the rig for now just to show you what comes in the kit and about setting it up. And then we'll get into some of the software on the computer side and then give you my final thoughts. So first thing, you'll see here is the main butt kicker itself. This is the transducer. This is the piece that goes onto your rig. You will see it comes with this bracket for attaching to your rig here. Depending on your rig and your setup, this could be as simple as putting this on and going. For me, with the SimLabs 8020 rig, did have to take an extra step. As you can see, this piece here is what attaches it. This is not big enough to fit around any of the profile. So, like what a lot of people online have done, I've got this. This is just a large socket. I've got this piece of aluminum profile with some holes drilled into it, a giant bolt put through holding the socket to this, and then with these holes, I just attach it to the profile underneath my seat. And that's that. And all you need to do is you open that up. So this would usually be attached solidly to the rig. You just open it up. That clamps down over that. You've got this little attachment here. You just gotta open it up a bit. So it goes over, and then you just screw it down. And then you can see it's attached. And that's it for actually attaching it to the rig. So like I said, depending on your setup, you may need to get something extra to attach it to, like this the socket here. Or if you got a rig with small enough pieces for that the clamp to fit around, then you've got that as well, and you don't need to add anything extra. But that's the transducer itself, and that's pretty much all there is to it. So that attaches to the rig. And then everything goes through this here. This is the amplifier. So basically the transducer just plugs into this. It's got a separate wire here to extend it. All you got to do, you plug it in, make sure the positive and negative match up, and you plug that into the back. That's that. From this, you then have like a RCA type cable with a headphone jack at the other end. These plug into the back of the amplifier. Just plug those in, and then this just simply plugs into your sound card, or in my case, I'm just plugging it into the motherboard's audio jacks. I mean, any modern motherboard should have that. I use the green one. If you're not already using those for something else, you can do that without adding extra sound card or anything. So that's easy. I don't have it here because it's just power cord. Plug in the power, same as anything else, and you're good to go. That's it. That's the full setup in terms of the hardware. The other thing, sorry, actually that does come with the Gamer 2 setup is a controller. Don't need it, though I do find it convenient because this isn't always just within arm's reach of me when I'm sitting in my rig. Controller, I don't have it here because it's on the rig, but it does come with a holder that'll bolt on the 8020. So I've just got that sitting there on my rig. It's power and volume up, volume down. It's simple, but that's all you really would need. And it's just within arm's reach of turning it on. This simply just plugs into the front here. And that's it. Once you have all that set up on your rig and ready to go, it's onto the software side of things. So I will go get this all reset up on the rig and be right back showing you the software. All right, I'm back and I've got everything set back up on the rig now. So we've already discussed the hardware. Now, just to quickly touch on how you get that to actually work in-game. So if you play iRacing, there is a built-in LFE function in the audio menu. I've tried it out. It's okay. It's decent. But it's not customizable at all. Also, it's the only game that I'm aware of with it, a built-in LFE function anyways. So realistically, you're gonna have to look at using third-party software in most cases. There's really two out there that are spoken of much. Sim Commander from Sim Experience. I have not used that one. It's apparently pretty good, though it does come in at a fairly hefty price. It's around $100, I believe. The other one, which I'm going to touch on now because this is what I use, and I believe this is what most people use really, is SimHub. Why is this one so popular? It's because it's free, basically. That's not to put the software down. It is great. It works great. Does everything you need. The fact that we're getting this for free is awesome, and that's why I'll just say now, please, if you can, make a donation to the developer. You do unlock a couple features by making a donation. I did it. Honestly, whatever unlocked hasn't been a big deal, but if you're in a position you can support them, help them continue to develop this software. It's just a great piece of software. But that being said, for the Buttkicker and really transducers in general, I recommend SimHub here. You can see I've got it open up on my screen. This is the home screen, but we'll come back to this. I'm not going to give a super in-depth tutorial of the software. Just some real basics. This is what gets the Buttkicker to work. So here we want to go over to the Shake It bass shakers. Once this opens up, you'll see a bunch of options, but we'll get back to that in a second. First thing you want to do, go to sound output. You'll see all your various headphones, speakers, voice meter, which I've got set up. This will differ on your system, but whatever you've got for audio will show here. I've got the Buttkicker plugged into the speaker jacks at the back of the motherboard I/O, so that's this. So when you turn it on, you'll see it's turned off. You just want to turn it on. You click on the bar, it'll open more options. You can click the test buttons here. I know in a video you can't get this across, but as I hit test now, I feel everything vibrating. Obviously I can't show that in a video. That's why I'm not going to really drive in this video at all, because there's no point. You can't see the vibrations, so now it's got it working. I've only got one, so really I should probably have it on mono. That being said, I've left to right was the default. I've left it there. I haven't felt any difference, so I just leave it there. Once you've got that set up and you're feeling those vibrations, that's when you come to the effects profile. Now, I'm not going to go through all my settings here. If you'd like, I could do a more in-depth video on this. That said, it's really a personal preference thing. Like, I highly suggest, if you want, you can take a look at these settings, maybe use it as a baseline, but quite frankly, I don't know if I'm even quite settled in with these settings yet, or if I'm going to be tweaking them. It's really just experimenting, seeing what you want from the feedback you get. For me, I've mostly got it set up just for more immersion. I do have wheel lock here, so under hard braking, um, if the wheels are locking up, I've got it set up to feel vibration. You can see through the software, so if you click on one, it opens up more options. I've got a higher frequency for that, so it's more of a buzzing feel as the wheels lock up. So once I feel that, I know it's not just road vibrations or anything, but that's the wheels locking up. And that's where this software really comes in handy, is you can make all these adjustments. You could have it higher volume so you feel it more, you can have a lower volume. If you want to feel it less compared to the others, it's all, again, personal preference. But again, just changing the frequencies so you can tell the difference between curb rumble and lock-up rumble and gear shift when it thunks into position. You can set thresholds here. I don't have anything set up. I haven't found I needed it for the wheel lock. I was playing around with the wheel slip. I've got it turned off right now, but you can see I've turned up threshold up to 90 because I found I was feeling it vibrate when it was far from the car getting loose. So I can turn it up to 90, and now like I start feeling it come in when the car is actually getting loose. So this is what I mean when talking about the iRacing built-in function compared to this. Well, that's good, and you get the feedback of curbs and everything like that. There's zero customization at all. Where this, you can really get it dialed in to how you want to feel it. And it just works great. At the end, then, you've got your master volume here, so you will see on the amplifier, there's a green light, comes on whenever there's a signal being sent through, and then a red light if that signal starts clipping, similar to how there's clipping on force feedback wheels. There's clipping on the audio signals it's sending to the Buttkicker. You want to try to avoid clipping as much as possible, otherwise it just becomes a muddled mess that you can't make out anything from. So master volume turns up everything up and down. You can dial that in to the point where you're not clipping. And that's pretty much it. Again, if you want a video going more in depth to how I set this up and everything, let me know in the comments. Right now I'm not going to get into every individual setting, but you can see there's lots to play with. So once you've got everything set up, you come back to the main screen here under games. And last I was playing was AMS2, so you can see it up here waiting for data. So basically, once I fire up AMS2 again, it'll connect, start sending the signals through. If I were to go into iRacing next, just click on that. Comes up here. Now, once I turn on iRacing, ready to go. So it's mostly, you just do this ahead of time, similar to if you use Crew Chief. Quickly select the game you're about to play, and then minimize it, and you're good to go. One other thing, actually, if we go back to the effects profiles here, there are profiles. So we got Profile Manager. I've just got my one default here. You can save multiple, so I found, and this is something I'll probably get into further along the way, but I have found that different games, the telemetry and stuff's outputted differently, SimHub reads it differently. So if you really want to get the most, you probably want to set up a profile for each individual game. Because what feels good in iRacing, like I found going into AMS2, some of the effects just aren't as strong. So I would like to go in and up the volume for those. And then save it, have my iRacing profile, have my AMS2 profile, my ACC profile, and whatnot. And then you can quickly just load whichever one up you're planning on playing. And that's pretty much it for the software side of things. So once you get that set up, you're good to go. And then in the end, just speaking of the Buttkicker itself, I highly recommend it. If you've been thinking about it, it really is a great addition. Whether you're talking about the Buttkicker or the various DIY options that are out there. The good thing with the Buttkicker is you do get the basically complete package. You're paying probably a bit extra for sure when you go that route, but you're getting the amp, you're getting the transducer, you're getting all the wiring, you're getting everything you need. It's just a matter of plugging it in and stuff. And once you know how it's what plugs in where and everything, for instance, once I brought everything back down to my rig here, it took under 5 minutes, not even 3 or 4 minutes, and I've got it completely set back up. Very simple and easy to set up. And again, you just get the whole package. The feeling you get from it obviously isn't the same as a full motion rig, but it does a really good job at tricking you into thinking it. The immersion is great. I held off on a long time. I've always thought about getting one of these. Just never did. Not sure how much some vibration would really affect things. And I can tell you, it does. It does in a big way. And even when I first started it up, I honestly was a little underwhelmed. Thinking, it's not that big of a deal. But when I noticed it was the first time I fired up iRacing and I forgot to turn the amp on, so I wasn't getting it. And midway through my first lap, wondering why everything just felt dead, and realized, oh yeah, I didn't turn it on. And now racing without it, just everything just feels dead. Even though years and years I've spent racing without a Buttkicker, I really can't go back to not doing it now. So if you've been thinking about these, I highly recommend it. They're great. And that's pretty much all I've got to really say on it. So I will leave it there. Again, if you would like to see further in-depth video on my settings and everything else, leave a comment below. Please, if you can, subscribe to the channel. And I will see you all on the next video.